Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku.co daily futures market review for the trading day ending Tuesday, November 11th. Firstly to gold futures, and here we see continued trading activity down below the Tenkan-sen indicator. For today's trading, the Tenkan-sen once again holding as resistance. Also the 1170 region holding as resistance once again, and some price rejection from there on a fairly large white body candle, something of a spinning top type candle. Downside price rejection from the Tenkan-sen, but upside price rejection from the 1145.8 area of previous support. That will be a very important region for today's trading or tomorrow's trading as the market continues. At the moment, we've seen the market open up very close to the Tenkan-sen indicator, and the question here will be whether that remains as strong resistance to this market. Will we see downside price rejection once again? We do have a bearish market in all three time frames, trading below each of the Ichimoku indicators, supported by the Chica span here. So it does suggest that the next move is likely to be to the downside, but the sellers certainly will need to be strong enough to breach 1145 and then the area just below the 1133.9 previous support and resistance. Now, in terms of the previous day's candle, we saw this very large black body candle form with the sellers taking control, and they've lost that control today. This white body candle suggests that buyers have found some upside momentum, and by closing just up above the midpoint level, it suggests that they've gained some control, although fairly weak control in this market. But the important thing is that the sellers have lost that control. So there still is quite some indecision in this market. We had a very strong up day. The buyers strongly in control, strongly committed 2 days ago, sellers strongly committed previously, and now the buyers taking back control, weak control. So a lot of indecision in this market at the moment, but the inability of the market to breach that Tenkan-sen is really quite important at the moment. Now, in terms of our bands here, and importantly, we've seen the market test within the bands and be rejected from there. So where we previously saw the band and just slightly beyond it holding as resistance and the strong rejection from the previous day, today we saw the market test within there and fail to close within the band, so suggesting that we still have a slightly negative strong bias in this market. At the moment, we are seeing the market open, the new candle open within the bands, and the bottom band hold a support. So we could see the buyers coming into this market if we do see some upside price rejection. So watching the high of this current candle quite closely, that's at 1172.5. Moving next to NYMEX oil, and here we see development of a spinning top type candle. The previous day's trading, the market rejected from the Tenkan-sen indicator in a bearish manner, but today indecision has entered the market. Testing down below the 77.28 level of support. That area has been tested on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the past 6 trading days. So very, very important support at 77.28, and if the sellers are strong enough to breach that area, we could quickly see the market testing down toward that 74.95 region. With the market forming a spinning top type candle and confirming a downtrend, it does suggest a possibility of the market trading to higher levels. And what's important here is that the selling that we saw for the previous day, the sellers taking control, has dried up. Now, if the market does rally, potentially strong resistance at the Tenkan-sen at 78.56. Still a bearish market in all three time frames, and it does suggest that the next move is likely to be to the downside, but a lot depends on whether the sellers are strong enough to breach 77.28 and close down below there in a strong manner. Moving next to the bands here with NYMEX oil, and here we see continued price activity down below the lower band, suggesting that we still have a strong negative bias in this market. The market rallied towards the lower band, and we saw that strong rejection. So that will be a very important level for today's trading or tomorrow's trading as it develops. 78.14 is where the band trades, and we should be watching that very closely. So for the past 4 or 5 trading days, we've seen the market testing either to or within the bands and being strongly rejected from there. So we could see the market test to that level once again and be rejected. If we see a bullish close within the bands, it may suggest something of a change of sentiment in this market, but at the moment we're still trading down below that lower band, so still a strong negative bias. And it does suggest that at the moment the sellers are just taking a bit of a breather. next to wheat futures, and here we've seen the market break out up above the Ichimoku cloud, so an important breakout, a bullish breakout as well. And what we want to see here is some follow through. Now, very often, remember, we can have false breakouts from flat parts of the cloud, so we do want to watch this next candle very closely. The unfortunate thing here for the buyers is that we have this very strong resistance at 526, previous support, previous resistance prior to that, now acting as resistance for today's candle that has completed trading, and for this current candle as it is forming, we are seeing price action rejected from above there. But we also have the Tenkan-sen trading around there, and that may provide very strong resistance, so we might not get that bullish follow through that's desired for us to have greater confidence in this breakout. So technically a change of sentiment in that longer term time frame, but as I've mentioned, be wary of breakouts from flat parts of the cloud. Confirmation with a strong bullish candle for the follow through would give greater confidence in that move. Importantly, we do see the Kijun-sen, the pink line here, acting as support for the market for the third consecutive trading day, and the bounce here above there for today's trading has been on a bullish candle, building some solid upside momentum. So there is a bit of a hint that we could see the bulls follow through, but I'd like to see the completion of today's trading before taking any cues from that. And looking at the bands here, and the bands show the perspective in that medium-term time frame when we had the market trending up quite bullishly above the upper band, testing down through the band to find support for the third consecutive trading day below the lower band. And for today's trading, as we've finished, we've closed around the middle band. So the middle band we know can act as resistance, and it pretty much has for today's trading. Now we are testing above there in this current candle that's forming, and just holding at the middle band as support. The middle band trades at 524.67, and there is potential for the market to test up to the upper band around 532, but I suggest that we'll probably find some resistance around that region. If the market does come off, looking to the lower band once again at 517.24 to hold a strong support. Next to corn futures, and here we see price activity up above the Tenkan-sen indicator today, and a bullish close up above there suggests that we've had a change of sentiment in the fast term time frame back to the bullish side. Previously the market was trading very strongly up above the Tenkan-sen, it was holding a support. We then tested below that, not in a strong manner, and we saw some very strong price rejection from above there for the previous day's trading, closing just around the Tenkan-sen. Today a strong bullish breakout above there, confirming that we have a bullish market now in all three timeframes. It seems as though the buyers are attempting to build some solid upside momentum. If we look through each of these candles here, only one small black body candle, the rest have been white body candles, other than this candle that tested to the Tenkan-sen and found support there. And it does suggest that the buyers certainly are the stronger party here, and it's likely that the next move is to be to the upside. We do have strong potential resistance up around the swing high at 378, and just above at the previous about the 380, 381 level where we saw this strong price rejection from. So the buyers are going to have to be strong enough to test up through there, and a strong bullish close up through there could see the market trading up to the 385 level. Now just looking at our bands here with corn futures, and here we saw the strong bullish trading up above the upper band, the test down within the bands, the middle of the bands holding as support, then the upper band holding as resistance, but today a breakout and a bullish breakout. Now what we want to see here now is some strong follow through to confirm this breakout once again. This close up above the upper band suggests that we have a strong bullish bias in this market, and it certainly does suggest that there's a good chance of us seeing the market trade to higher levels. Next to US 30-year bonds, and here we see the second trading day down below the Tenkan-sen indicator, giving us a bearish market in the fast term and medium term timeframes. We're also trading below the Kijun-sen indicator, but a bullish market in the longer term timeframes. So some mixed signals in the various timeframes. So not a good market to be trading at the moment. If we want to be trading with that higher time frame, we're going to have to wait for the market to close in a strong bullish manner above the Tenkan-sen, and then test perhaps above the Kijun-sen, and that might not be for some time. For the previous day trading, we saw a bearish close below the Tenkan-sen, but we didn't see any strong follow through, and as expected, that 140.14 level is held as support. That has been a very important level in the recent past, with price action failing to breach there and buying coming in every time that we've tested down to that level. Now for today's candle, we've seen the market close up towards the high, even though we've had a change of trend by forming a lower high and a higher low. a lower low, sorry, but we've seen the buyers take back control from the sellers of the previous day's trading. So it does suggest a possibility of a change of trend back to the upside in the market, testing two high levels. But we do have strong resistance at the 140.106 level and at the Tenkan-sen trading just above there. Now looking at the bands here, and the bands certainly does suggest that we may not see the market trade to higher levels. Here we saw previous bullish trading above the upper band with the uptrend in place, the test down to within the bands, the lower band holding as support, the middle band holding as resistance, the bearish breakout, the lack of follow through, another slightly bearish breakout, lack of follow through, but the middle band once again, and for probably about the fourth or fifth occasion in the last couple of weeks, holding as resistance. At the moment, with today's candle, we've seen the market still continue to trade outside of the lower band and close just around that lower band, failing to close in a strong bullish manner within the bands. And it does suggest that there's a good opportunity, or a good chance, that we're not going to see the buyers come into this market strongly and change that trend back to the upside anytime soon. And it does suggest that it's more likely that we will see the market trading to lower levels, but what we want to see is the bearish breakout and the bearish follow through to confirm that. We haven't seen that yet. Moving next to the S&P 500 hourly charts, the S&P 500 futures, and here we see continued trading activity up above the Ichimoku cloud, and the market's been trading up above there for quite some time. For today's trading, we saw the market open above each of the Ichimoku indicators and rally to find resistance at the first pivot point, resistance level around the 2039 area, finding support then around the Tenkan-sen and testing up very close to the resistance level and selling off, finding support just below the Kijun-sen and very close to the midpoint level. The market then hovering above and below the Tenkan-sen, suggesting that there's some indecision in that medium-term time frame. And as the market has traded in the new session, the area around the middle pivot point level and the Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen are holding as resistance. So the market then testing down to first pivot point support level and being rejected from there. Very solid support down below that level, extending down to the second pivot point level and the bottom of the cloud around the 2027 area. If the buyers come into the market strongly and breach the middle pivot point level in a bullish manner, we could quickly see the S&P 500 test to the 204 area of the first pivot point resistance level.